everyone, it's Tammy Pally, aka the Crafty Princess, and I'm on the other side of the camera today because I have a big project to show you that I'm working on. I inherited literally this quilt to finish from my grandmother. So this is a log cabin, what they call a lap quilt. I was under the impression that a lap quilt meant it was going to just cover someone's lap, but I discovered that a lap quilt can also refer to the type of quilt made where the person who is making it makes one square at a time on his or her lap, so that you actually piece together the quilt top and then add the batting and the back, in this case is muslin, and then individually sew each square of the quilt together when you have enough pieces. So she was working on this. I'm trying to find out the details about when she might have stopped working on it. She has passed away. It's been some time since she's passed away, so I'm not able to ask her specifically. My mother gave me this quilt to finish, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or something, and I've just been kind of trying to figure out what to do. I am not a quilter, but I finally took it out this few days ago and started looking at it. Some of it is hand stitched. You can see here, this is hand stitched. Here, the quilting part that she did all of this, all this piecing and everything. Okay, and then some of it is machine stitched. I realized that when she was sewing, like here's two top pieces sewn together. This is machine sewn. But then the back part of it, where the muslin is at, let's see if I can do it here, is folded over, and let's see, I did that one. Let me find one where she did. But it's partially folded over, there you go, and whip stitched to connect the back part. So some of it has to be done by hand, which I'm doing. My quality of my handiwork is not nearly as good as hers, unfortunately. This is also when she did here. I could see this is when she did. You can see it's very, very even. And then, so there was about maybe half a dozen squares that had to be sewn on, and so that's where I'm at this point. Once you have, this is on my ironing board right now, once you have a strip of these all together and connected all together in one long strip, and I'll show a picture I took of it at this point. Part of it she did stitch together, so I'll put a picture of that at the end. But once you have enough squares and you have one big long strip, then you start to sew the strips together. So once I get this strip finished, I think this is the last one I have to do, I'll start to sew on these edges here, and I'll do the same kind of deal where I will use a machine to sew the top parts together, and then I'm going to have to flip it around and do the same kind of thing where I fold this over and whip stitch. If that makes any sense. I am not a quilter. I have never quilted in my life. Basically, I just pulled this out and tried to figure out what she did and duplicate what she did. Once I get all the pieces together, the hand stitching is going to take me quite a while, but once I get that done, then I'm going to have to figure out how to finish the edges, and I have no clue how to do that. And I'm not really sure what she had intended. I did find here, for example, I think it's this one, where she has, here you go, yeah. So some of her pins were still in this when I received it. So she, for some reason, folded this over. So I don't know if she was going to maybe, because this is the end of one of the strips, So maybe she was thinking of this is a way to finish the edges, so that this would be folded over and hand stitched, and then so that would be one side and this would be the other side. I'm going to talk to my mom about it, but I don't think she really knows what my grandmother had intended to do either. If you have any suggestions for how to finish the edge, please let me know. There is a quilt shop that I could go to possibly for help, but if I could finish it myself, obviously I prefer to do that. I hesitate to hand this over to strangers. All of these pieces in this quilt were literally cut and stitched by my grandmother. And she was not a wealthy woman. She had to work most of her life cleaning people's houses and taking care of people's kids and cooking for people, that kind of thing. So, you know, she was somebody who would not be going down to the quilt shop and spending hundreds of dollars to make this. So I suspect this fabric is really from clothing or leftovers from when she did sew. She used to make clothing, and she used to make toys for us a lot. So, but yeah, I suspect what's interesting is this fabric, all that's kind of different. Like this is textured here. This is cotton, but I've seen some, let's see if I can find it. There's some in here that is like polyester, silky stuff. I mean, so I think she's literally had taken, you know, fabric from clothing as well as maybe just scraps that she had to make this. The print is, by the way, is log cabin style, from what I understand. The pattern of the squares. Yeah, this is my major project, and I'm in the throes of it now. So I'm really not sewing anything else at the moment. I finished my tote bags, and I'm trying to focus on this for now. Then I plan to make some more dolly dresses, but yeah, right now it's all about the quilt. So like I said, if you have any suggestions for how to finish the edges, any quilters out there, please feel free to put them in the comments. As usual, I appreciate a thumbs up, and stay tuned. When I get it finished, I will be doing a video about that as well and show you the finished product. Thanks for watching. Bye.